Hello, everyone. I hope you're having an amazing Friday so far. It's a little rainy and kind of drizzly outside, but that's okay with me. I know that the animals and the trees and human beings, we all need water. So when it rains, I try to think about the positives of that. I'm an optimist, which means I always see the positive in things, or I try to see the positive in things, even when things don't seem so positive. But I think I'm going to get out there in a little while and go for a walk, maybe with my kids. We live next to a school, and they have a track that goes around, and it's 1/4 of a mile long. And if you take 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4, they equal a whole of 4/4 or 4/4, and that equals 1 mile. So I know if I go around that track 4 times, it's going to be 1 mile. And I would love to walk 1 mile today. So I have a read aloud for you today, and it's called Our Earth. I was feeling very thankful today about the earth and about nature, and I wanted to go ahead and read this to you today. This is by Anne Rockwell. Our Earth is where I live. It is a big, round globe. It's hard to believe sometimes when we look out, right? That we live on a big globe or a big kind of ball. If you're ever out at the ocean or a place where you can see for miles and miles and miles, I don't know if you've ever seen like you can see a ship and then all of a sudden, like 15 minutes later, it disappears over the horizon where the water meets the sky. That's a perfect place to see the curvature of the earth. Uh, and I don't know how long or how far out it would have to be for there to be, you to start to see that curve. But next time you're at the beach, check that out. It was a frozen North Pole at the top, and an icy cold South Pole at the bottom. And I think you know this, that penguins only live in the South Pole, in Antarctica. And we're talking about poles, right? The North Pole and the South Pole. The North Pole being the top, up near the Arctic, and the South Pole being down south at Antarctica. And we know that magnets have a North and South Pole. And we also know that the Earth has North and South magnetic poles. Yep, that's right. The Earth has magnetic poles. And some of those magnetic poles and the stuff that they send off, the invisible force, helps protect our Earth from stuff from outer space. Our Earth was shaped by water, fire, ice, and living things. It is always changing, much too slowly for us to see. Erosion and stuff like that, and the formation of mountains can take tens of thousands of years. Once our Earth was covered with warm water. Some dinosaurs lived in its warm and ferny swamps. Then our Earth turned cold. We had something called an ice age. Huge sheets of slowly moving ice called glaciers crept across the Earth and wore rocks smooth. Glaciers are still moving in places on our Earth. So whenever you see mountains and then you see like a valley and then another mountain, those valleys there have been created by slow moving glaciers over tens, if not hundreds of thousands, in sometimes cases, millions of years. The biggest pieces of land on Earth are continents. Their shorelines meet the sea. So here is the North American continent. This country here is Canada. We know this country as the United States. This country as Mexico in pink. And this is Central America here, which is made up of a bunch of different countries. But all of these countries together make up North America, and that's the continent that we live on. Islands are smaller pieces of land that rise up out of the sea. So cool. We know that can happen through volcanoes. Look at that. I did not look ahead. I just knew that. Some islands are born when volcanoes erupt below the sea. Hot lava cools, and over time it turns to soil where green things can grow. And if you look at the Hawaiian Islands, if you've ever been to Hawaii, all of those islands were formed by volcanoes. And they still have active volcanoes there, which are continuously, right now, continuously forming islands, but actually making some of the islands bigger. Some islands are coral reefs to grow and grow until they poke above the water and birds bring seeds to them. I don't think I knew that birds bring seeds to coral reefs. Wow, even teachers can learn stuff every day. Water gushing up from the ground and rain and melted snow fill streams, ponds, and lakes. And it looks like these bears are probably hunting for salmon. They can actually reach their sharp claws in there and, grip a big spawning salmon and have that as a meal. Streams flow into small rivers, which flow into bigger rivers. So you remember that we wrote that book? We read that book about the Mississippi River. There are a lot of smaller streams and smaller rivers that feed that very large river. Think about the Potomac River, which is close to us. There's a lot of streams that feed that. Nothing can stop water from finding its way. Yeah, gravity helps water find its way down through crevices and little valleys and stuff. Water is always flowing down to the lowest spots it can find. Some rivers dry up and stop flowing, but some empty into the salty sea. Looks like we have some sperm whales there. The land on our earth has rounded hills that enclose green valleys. And I bet you recognize this right here. All right, this looks a lot like Maryland and West Virginia, where all or most of us live. There are many forests on our earth. Rainforests are full of flowers and birds and monkeys jumping through green-leafed trees. And this looks like this could be in Brazil. There's a very large rainforest in Brazil. There are hot sandy deserts where lizards live and prickly cacti grow. So I believe cacti is plural. More than one cactus is called cacti. I could be wrong on that. I apologize if I'm wrong, but I believe that to be the case. There are dark, damp caves that go far down into the earth. So cool. There are people called spelunkers, and spelunkers climb down in these caves that go to the middle of the earth. But I don't think I would like that too much. I would get a little too claustrophobic, meaning I don't really like those tight, dark places. There are tall canyons carved by years and years of rushing water. There are high, snow-capped mountains reaching up to the clouds in the sky. So cool. That could be the Himalayas, maybe. Or it could be the Andes Mountains. Our big round earth is very beautiful. It is my home and yours. Mine and yours. I love that. I love when something could be mine and yours and we can just share it. And that is the end of that book. So here is a cool picture of the earth on the back. We know that anything that is blue is water. Anything that is green is land. And I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to see if your parents can quiz you on this. How many or what percentage or how much of the Earth's surface is covered by water and how much is covered by land? Okay, I'm going to give you the Jeopardy music. Ready? Okay, do you have your answer? Okay. The answer is about 75%, or 3/4 of the Earth's surface is covered by water. More of the Earth is covered by water than by land. Land is roughly about 25% of the Earth. All right, so everyone, make it a great day. And I'm going to jump to the classroom this weekend. I'm going to go pick up some more books and some more stuff so that I have more stuff to, keep making this a good educational experience for you, even though we're all apart. I miss you all so much. All right, have a great weekend. If I don't talk to you again, bye. See you on Monday.